Hey, what's up and welcome everyone. Iceman Isaac here.
Yeah.
Maybe you clicked on this video because you keep taking Tim damage in the new Call of Duty Blackout.
One just dropped.
Exactly.
Maybe you clicked on the video because you keep taking damage every time you leave your chopper. Or, most likely, you wanted to figure out why everyone's landing before you and you keep getting in fist fights with assault rifles. Well, regardless of your reason, I've got all the answers you could need coming up. This is likely the first time many of you have ever come to my channel, so once again, welcome. There's something special I do here, it's called Don't Waste Your Timeline. Many YouTubers will have that one little gold nugget of information and stow it away 8 minutes into their 12-minute long video. On this channel, I tell you up front where you're going to find the information that you need. Though, I would suggest you watch the entire video because one finding leads to another and it will help you fully understand why you're getting the results you're getting. That being said, let's get started. Alright, first off, we've got the impact of glide speed on parachute deployment height. Now, I know this sounds like some sort of science experiment you would do in 9th grade, but I'm not going that into the weeds, alright? What we're doing here is we're landing at the same spot, firing range, every time, and keep an eye on the number on the right. See that 73 meters per second, 74 meters per second? That's the number you want to be looking at to determine how low you're going to land and how quickly you're going to land. So for this one, I'm not moving my parachute at all. I'm just leaving it neutral. And with the fastest speed possible, we land at about 6.3 seconds. Here, I'm going so slow that it doesn't even register my airspeed, but before it went away, it was about 33 meters per second. Here, I'm doing a bit of twisting and turning, which may actually end up speeding me up, but I'm not pressing forward. That being said, we're waiting. It's still over 15 seconds by the time we finally hit the ground. And then finally, a little bit of a hybrid. We're going to be moving in at about 68 meters per second. We've also got a little bit of a slow turn at the end as well, but still, we end up at half the time as compared to the slowest dive in. Basically, the point of this is the system is similar to a PUBG system. Those of you who have played PUBG know that you want to glide as far as you can and then dive down at the very end, because that'll get you the lowest and also get you on the ground quickest, so that way you can find people like this guy who have no weapons. That being said, it's completely opposite of Fortnite. Fortnite, you can just glide in. It doesn't matter how fast you're going. You're going to hit the ground. Use this knowledge wisely, and you'll have all your enemies saying,
Wow, dude.
Alright, for our second test, I wanted to see how horizontal speed of your wingsuit compared to that of a helicopter. So for this test, we're going to go all the way across the map, and I'm going to follow directly under the battle... I just said battle bus. I've been playing too much Fortnite. I'm going to follow directly under the helicopter line. See, in previous games like PUBG or Fortnite, the second that you dropped out of that C-130 or battle bus, you could see it on your minimap just scream past you. If you look up in the top left-hand corner, I've still got my friend back off my janks. I see that little orange reticle still on my minimap. If I were to zoom in to actually see the full-size map, you'll see I'm tailing him. And I'm not losing him by much, but keep in mind, this entire time, I'm also going down vertically, so I'll catch up. Jenks deploys his parachute now, as you see in the bottom left-hand corner, and now it's kind of a race to the finish to see who gets to the bottom first. What we found from multiple races is that not only are you just as fast, if not faster than the chopper convoy, but because you're losing that vertical altitude on your way down, you actually end up on the ground about 4 or 5 seconds quicker than your opponent. The combination of these findings has led to what I believe to be the best wingsuit technique. So here's how you do it. Immediately hold square and get out of that chopper as quick as you possibly can. Then dive down and try to gain about that 65, 66 meters per second and then pull up before you lose too much altitude. From there, you're going to maintain that 65, 66 using that bar on your right. Having about one arrow is perfect. I'll show you later on, but if you go too far down, you'll end up picking up too much airspeed and will not be able to glide as far as you want to. If you flare up too much, you'll end up bleeding off airspeed. Now the thing is, you can drop anywhere because we've tested from end to end of the map. You can make it anywhere. This may change when the game launches, but for now, it's gold. Once you get to your target at the end, you're going to want to nosedive down as quick as you can using that vertical speed finding we found from earlier. This will allow you to drop extremely low while also closing up that final few seconds, and you'll be on the ground before anybody. See, right now, I'm compared to all the other people who waited in the battle bus, and I could hear them landing. So you can see, I see a parachute drop there. A little buggy, couldn't tell where it was. I hear the footsteps. And he doesn't even have time to pick up a gun yet. Next up is an example of how things can go terribly wrong. Right here, we're nailing it, right? You look over to the right, and you've got one down arrow. If you start pulling up too far, you'll end up losing that down arrow and just immediately nose back down at that point, or else this will happen. You'll get an up arrow, you'll bleed off all the airspeed you worked hard to achieve. You won't have enough time to nose back down, which means you'll land short of your destination, and you'll be slow, which also means a high parachute deployment. Next up, we've got surviving high falls using the wingsuit. Now, this isn't something that's explained in games. There are no in-game prompts or little notifications to say press this button to deploy wingsuit. But as you can see, I survived the fall that in the opening clip, the enemy died. Also, this is a little bonus. For some reason, no one knows about these. You can just press this buzzer and it'll end up taking you up to the high ground. It's a nice way to skip climbing through all the stairs and also get a decent flank. A lot of campers here in late game. So the way you pull this off is you have to get a sprinting start and then hold the jump button. So in PlayStation, hold L3 and jump and hold X. Now it's really important that you do both of those, especially the sprint. If you don't sprint, well, that'll happen. Now there are a few other places around the map you can get this done. Dam is especially high, so you can pull that off there. I also happened to pull it off successfully on top of Cargo. And then the other final one that I tried was Lighthouse. That being said, make sure you sprint. I've tried jumping off of some of the other smaller water towers within cities, and nothing happens. I end up falling and taking fall damage. So I'm not sure what the exact height is, but you got to be pretty far up there. All right. Finally, we've got how to wingsuit from a helicopter without taking damage. Now, this isn't something that I planned to make a video on. It just actually happened accidentally a few times while Jenks and I were trying to complete this video. What we found is you can't have any movement being commanded by the helicopter when you decide to parachute. So for this, in order to parachute, you have to hold square, similar to how you would jump off the ledge and hold X. In these situations, if you press square while the chopper is moving forward, like it has been in the previous clips, or climbing, like it is in this clip, or descending, like in this clip,
drop,
you'll take damage. So the best way to mitigate taking damage is to treat it exactly like you would on an ATV or a truck. Before you get out, before you press square, come to a complete stop or a nearly full stop, and you'll live. Here's an example. Jenks has absolutely 0 health. Well, he's got like 5 health. And if the chopper's completely still, you can jump out, no problem whatsoever. All right, gents, that's all I've got for you. In the background, I've got some gameplay of me actually playing the game instead of just, well, running tests. I'm a pretty competitive gamer. If you want to jump over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/IcemanIsaac, those who are loyal to the channel know I like to frag out, I like to play, but I also like doing investigative things like this. So if there's a certain mechanic that you haven't quite figured out, or if there's something you want to know more information on, comment down below and let me know. Your input will directly shape where this channel is going to go in the future. Now, I've only got about 5,000 subs. I'm starting to put out a lot of content for Black Ops, but someone I have to thank is my man, Back Off My Janks, who is nearing 100,000 subscribers. He not only helped me out a bunch on this video, but he's also just a complete bro. I met him through Overwatch, where he was one of the best Overwatch Widowmakers, and then he was probably the best console Overwatch YouTube content creator out there. Now he's completely, well, he's quit Overwatch, as most people have, but he's going back to his roots, where it all started, back to Call of Duty. So if you want to see someone else who puts out quality, positive, and concise content, please go to the description down below, click the link, and give the man a subscribe. For those of you who have stuck around to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you. I know it's early on, but I've put a lot of time and effort into this video, so if you see anything that I could improve on, please let me know. I'm constantly improving. I'm kind of a type A perfectionist, so like I said, let me know down in the comments what you want to see next, what I can improve on in the future, and, well, I'll see you all next time, both on Twitch and YouTube. Have a good one, guys.
What a guy. What a guy.
Let's go, baby.
Bruh.
That was a good round.
Oh yeah. I don't even know how many kills I had. Way better.